Okay, standing down here with Pure Stock feature winner on Wednesday night, Brian Menard. Brian, what a great job you did Wednesday night. You led start to finish, correct?
Yep. It was a long race, 50 laps.
Yeah, I know. It's always tough around this place, 50 laps, but I'll tell you, you did a whale of a job. Second feature win on the season. Tell me how your season's been going, sitting second in points right now, too.
Yeah, it's been good so far. I ain't gonna lie to you. The motor's been holding up. The car's handling good. Being able to keep it on the wall. You know what I mean? I try to keep it pretty, but as you can see, when you win a feature, it don't look pretty very long.
Well, sometimes that happens. Guys laying fenders on you. I know how that is. Hey, what kind of mentality do you go through on a night like tonight? You come down here, you get ready to qualify, then it starts raining. Now we're sitting around watching track drying going on. It's already 6:30. We should be on the racetrack right now. What kind of mentality do you go through as a race car driver?
You just gotta kind of go with the situation. You know what I mean? I say a little prayer before I go out. That's about it. You know what I mean? Just hope for the best. Honestly, as long as the car runs mechanically, and it's just on how it ends up in the end. You know what I mean? You never know. You know what I mean? You can start in the back and finish in the front, or my problem is I seem to have to start in the front and stay in the front. You know what I mean?
Well, that's a good thing to happen.
Yeah, yes, it is. I got used to it, and a lot of these other guys taught me a lot of tricks.
Well, that's good. Anybody you want to thank on this machine tonight?
Oh yeah, Tucky's they're got a good thing going on with the motors. They're great people, and the Olivers, Teddy Oliver especially.
Okay, well, hey, good luck tonight. Once we get going racing, get this number 51 machine up to the front, all right?
I'm going to try.
Thanks, Brian.
Thank you.
Okay, here with Pure Stock driver in the number 82 machine, Don Boron Jr. And Don, how's your season going, man?
Good.
Moving up into this class, where'd you start out?
Compacts.
Start out in the compacts. This is a little different beast to drive, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, anybody you want to thank, first of all, in the car tonight?
Midvale Excavating, Bowling's Used Cars, and J&B Feed.
All right.
Roll off, and my family.
All right, cool deal. And you're sitting, what was it, sixth in points? Yeah. That's a pretty good start to the season. What kind of expectations do you have being a rookie in the Pure Stock division? Is it top 10, top 5? What's your expectations?
Rookie of the year.
Just rookie of the year, and let the points fall where they may.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a good one. What about feature wins on the season? You'd like to pick up your first one, obviously, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. What? I know you haven't probably been driving too long, but what do you do whenever we've got a rain delay like this? You get ready to come down and qualify, and then you got to sit here and watch guys trying to dry the track off. What do you do mentally, to get prepared for the race whenever we have a delay like this? Just whatever works?
Yeah.
You don't eat a banana or, do anything special?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, good luck tonight, and, go move this 82 machine up to the front.
Thanks.
Yep. Okay, here with late model driver Bob Snyder Jr. And Bob, having a pretty good start to the season, but I noticed you walking with a little bit of a limp around here. What's going on?
Severe sprained knee 2 weeks ago.
And why don't you let everybody know how you did that?
On my winch cable in my trailer.
I'm just messing with you. I got to give you a hard time.
Yeah.
You having a pretty good start to the season. What are you sitting in points right now? Sixth in points, so pretty good start to the season.
Yep, not bad at all.
Anybody you want to thank on this 17 machine tonight?
I want to thank Brian Volk, Bob's Auto Sales, my wife doing all the decals, Randy Smith helps me, Cliff Cox, C&K Auto Detailing, McBride, awesome motor, and that's about it. And AP Ren, my cousin, he helps me a little bit, but I help all my sponsors and my friends. And
absolutely, that's what it's all about, right? Racing on Saturday nights, friends and family, and everything else,
Exactly.
Okay, now I've been asking everybody since we're under a little bit of a rain delay, so I'll just keep the actual, that question going on. When we come to the racetrack, you're prepared, ready to go out on the racetrack, then all of a sudden it rains, and we're looking at the track drying process going on. What do you do mentally to prepare for the longer night, not knowing what the track conditions are going to be? Is there any special thing you do mentally to get prepared for a rain delay like this?
Basically, I just free the car up a little more because the track's going to be different with no rubber on there now. So I free it up so it's not so tight when it gets rubber.
Exactly. And then what about you personally as a driver? Not just with the car, but as a driver, is anything mentally different you have to go through, kind of change a mind frame a little bit, or it doesn't really bother you too bad?
It really doesn't bother me that bad, but it's just when you take all them laps practicing, and then all of a sudden it's like starting all the way over. So It goes across the mind like what's going on, but once you get out there and the green flag flies, you don't think of it anyways anymore.
I hear you. Just flip the shield down and go, baby.
That's right. That's right.
Well, hey, thank you, Bob. Have a good night tonight, and have a continued good luck this season. I'm sure we'll stop back down and talk to you later on.
Thank you.
Yep. Okay, standing here with late model driver Rich Desecker. And Rich, you're pretty much driving everything these days. A little bit of dirt, a little bit of asphalt. You're one of the wily veterans of Midvale Speedway. How's your season going so far?
It's been interesting. I mean, we're getting better every week. We just keep chipping away at it.
Doing a nice job for Ron J. Berg, racing, and I know you've got a lot of years down here, and it's nice to see what the Smiths have done with the facilities, and just give me your take on that aspect of it.
He's done a terrific job fixing the place up. I mean, Midvale Speedway has never looked this good.
I second that very much so. Anybody you want to thank on the 21 machine tonight?
I thank Ron Jayberg for sure for letting me drive it, and Chuck Brill helped me out, and Todd Feste also helping with the car.
Okay, I'm going to keep this question going because I've asked everybody because we had a rain delay tonight. You're one of the veterans who's been through all kinds of weather changes and everything else. Do you have to do anything mentally to prepare differently when we get a rain out like this or a delay in the action, or is it pretty much get in the car business as usual when you get ready to go?
Yeah, it'd be pretty much, once you get strapped in, it's all the same. I mean, you'll be paying close attention to track to make sure there's no seeping holes or anything, but other than that, just
maybe a little bit of setup changes, but nothing as far as drivers concerned.
We won't change anything.
Okay. Well,
yeah, if you go changing it now, you don't know what the track is, so it'd be a poke and hope. So.
Right. Well, hey, Rich, continue good luck the rest of the season. I'm sure we'll stop back down and talk to you, and good luck tonight.
You too, Cale.
Thanks. All right, here with Summit Racing Economy Modified point leader Dave Dobbins in the number 53 machine. And Dave, I was just talking to you briefly about a little bit of your career. You've been running these machines for a little while now, but you started out in compacts, correct?
Yeah. We run 2 years of compacts, ran 2 years of pure stocks, then moved into the modified for 2 years, run a late model for a year, and then went back to the modifieds.
So give me a perspective when the modifieds were here back a few years ago. They haven't been here for about 6 years now, I think. And what is the difference of driving one of these compared to a late model or a sports stock, say?
Driving a modified with a horsepower motor there 6 years ago is a little harder to hook it up. With this crate motor, it's a lot more drivable and a lot more enjoyable.
So it's really a driver's class now, correct?
Yeah, it's put back in the driver's hands in the setup.
Well, and looks like you're doing a pretty good job of that because you are the point leader. So tell me what it's like being on top and having that bullseye on your back.
It's kind of odd because I'm not used to having it, but doing the best I can. We're going to keep trying our best,
Absolutely. Hey, anybody you want to thank on this machine tonight?
Yeah, I got to thank Wagner Fabrication, RR Carb, Core, Complete On-Site Restoration, New Image Landscape, and my crew and my mom and dad. And so what keeps it going?
Absolutely. Hey, give a little plug for this division because I know we got, about 10, 11, 12 of them that's been down here. Tell these guys how much fun it is to run, and, it's fairly, it's expensive, but it's fairly inexpensive compared to some of the machines down here, and tell them, go get them, want to bring them down,
Oh, yeah, it's way more affordable with this motor now, and it's really enjoyable with this class. When I heard Randy was bringing it back, I was like, well, I ain't putting a horsepower motor back together. I'm buying one of them and racing closer to home.
I hear you. Hey, one question I've been asking everybody, so I'll keep it going tonight. And hopefully I'll have a different one to come up with, in the coming weeks as we do interviews. But we had a little rain delay this afternoon. You come out, you do some hot laps, qualifying gets rained out. What do you go through as a mindset as a driver now do you have to flip a switch and everything changes, or is it still business as usual when we go back out there on a green racetrack?
Me, it's just business as usual, go out on the racetrack and do what you do.
Any changes you got to make to the car knowing that it's a green racetrack, or do you pretty much leave it alone from hot laps?
I'm just going to leave it alone. There's really nothing to really worry about. It might be a little slick, but slick's fast.
I hear you. Hey, well, good luck tonight. Continued luck throughout the season, and hopefully we'll be interviewing you at the end of the year as maybe champion.
Yeah, that'd be great. Thanks.
Okay, thanks, Dave. Appreciate it. Yeah. Okay, here with late model driver Bubba Smith, and Bubba, sitting pretty good this year. Everything looks good. You got a feature victory or 2 now, right? Under your belt, sitting up at the top in the point standings. How's things going this year, man?
We've had a pretty good year so far. I got second the first night and won the last two. Sucks with all the rain. We've only had 3 races mid-season next week. First in points and trying to stay up there, trying to be consistent and finish good.
Hey, that's the name of the game in this division is consistency and getting that outside lane to work. I've seen over the last few weeks that outside lane seems to be coming in a little bit more. I know you like the outside lane. Does it seem to be starting to pick up some momentum on the outside now?
Yeah, you got to be on the outside if you want to win here. Everybody likes to hold the bottom. You stay on the outside, and if you get your car to work, you get around a couple guys and pick them off one at a time. And as long as the car's working on the outside, you got a shot to win every night.
Absolutely, and I know you've been racing down here a long time. You started out in compacts and all that, and worked your way up through. Just give me a little bit of history as far as going from the compact into the late model. I know obviously a lot faster, but is a lot more comfortable for you as a driver.
Compacts are real fun cars to drive because everybody's so close and you can rub a little paint and nobody gets too mad. But late models, they just handle so much better than the compact and so much faster. And when you got the car working good, it's just a lot of fun.
Absolutely. And hey, anybody you want to thank on this beautiful machine tonight?
Oh, I got to thank my mom and dad. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be doing this. I got to thank Tommy. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be as fast as I am. And the whole crew, Mike, Kirk, Colton, and everybody else that helps.
Okay, and I got another. I'm going to keep the question going because I've asked everybody. So if you watch the interviews later on, you'll probably be like, man, he asked that question to everybody. But we had a little bit of rain out there, okay? It, got a green racetrack now after hot laps. Do you have to change anything as a mindset in your mind as a driver on, going out on a green racetrack? We had a delay, so it's a little bit later in the evening. Is there anything you do, or is it pretty much business as usual?
It's probably business as usual. You give it the first couple laps to feel the track out, see what's going to happen before you get too crazy. But I probably won't be changing much on the car or nothing. Just going to go out and get our 5 laps in qualifying and see how it goes and maybe tweak a little bit before the feature. But, I mean, still racing, track's still the track. You just got to get used to it.
Hey, well, good luck tonight and continued luck throughout the season. Hopefully we'll be talking to you on that championship podium at the end of the year.
Sounds good.
All right, thanks, Bubba.
Yep.
Okay, sitting here with pure stock driver Corey Ivey, and just wanted to talk to you about that opening night feature victory. How'd it feel to be in victory lane on opening night?
It was amazing. I mean, it was great. And Randy betted me $1,000, so it was a good.
It was a good night.
Yes.
And just moving up from the compact division and being able to pick up a victory on opening night, that's pretty special, man.
Yeah, it is.
Sitting 4th in points right now. What are your expectations as a rookie in this division? Are you thinking top 5 now that you got to win and pile on the wins, or are you just thinking, hey, top 10 consistent and see what happens rookie of the year?
Well, first I just came in trying to get rookie of the year, but now since I'm up here, I'm trying to get top 3 in points too, and just do the best I can.
Hey, absolutely. You have to change that mindset, especially when you got a fast car and you get acclimated very well as a driver, and you're in victory lane on opening night. That mindset has to change, correct?
Yes. And, I just want to thank Randy and Sue too for giving me a great car to drive.
Absolutely. Anybody else you want to thank? All your sponsors here?
Just Randy and Sue and everybody that works on it. Mike, Kirk, Colton, Boa, Bryant, and everybody else who has helped me. Teddy. And that's it.
Okay. Well, hey, I'll ask the same question I asked everybody. We had a little bit of a rain delay. Okay, and do you have to change your mindset or change anything to the car because of the conditions? That it's going to be a little bit later and everything, green racetrack, or is it pretty much business as usual for you?
When I first go out there, I'm going to have to feel for the track and see if it's still kind of wet and stuff, but I'm still going to try to go hard and get the best time I can get.
All right, well, Corey, good luck and continue good luck this season, and hopefully pick up that Rookie of the Year and top 3 points finish that you want.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks, man. Okay, here with modified driver Tom Garbrandt, and Tom spent a lot of years running those late models. How much different is it jumping into this modified?
Racing's racing. They're a fun race car to run, so yeah, I don't have no problem with it.
Pretty much easy transition from, horsepower kind of the same, no?
Yeah, they're running fast for modified, fast. They're almost as fast as a lot of the late models.
Absolutely, and you've had a pretty decent season so far, correct?
Yeah, we're still sorting things out. The rain keeps messing us up, so yeah.
So far, so good, though.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, that's good. Hey, I got a question for you. I've been asking everybody, and you're one of the wily veterans down here at Midvale Speedway, been here a long time. You've been through a lot of different weather conditions. Does it change your mindset at all whenever we have a rain delay after hot laps? Qualifying gets rained out, got a green racetrack. Do you have to change anything mindset-wise or no?
Nah, I've been doing this long enough that I don't get excited.
Just business as usual then.
That's right.
Tom's just going to the front no matter what the conditions are.
Trying.
All right, well, Tom, good luck tonight and good luck throughout the season. Hopefully we'll be interviewing you later on in the year.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Tom.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. All right, here with modified driver Alex Rosenberry. And Alex, we was just talking a few minutes ago, and you started out from go-karts, moved right into the modifieds. Why the big jump? How's come you didn't decide to do compacts, pure stocks?
We didn't want to run with a bunch of guys who were inexperienced, so we wanted to run with people we could trust and just pretty much
Okay, so now,
racing.
well, now I got a question for you though. You talked about inexperience. How do you think your compadres in the division think about you?
I think after the first week we came down here, they pretty much trusted me and pretty much know what I'm capable of and that I'm not going to intentionally do something.
Good. And how do you feel? You comfortable in the modified? Everything feels good to you?
Yeah, after about the second time out, I got pretty comfortable in it.
Well, I know you look good. Won a heat race a couple weeks ago. Finished, I think you told me, third in the feature a couple weeks ago. So looks like the season's on the upswing, correct?
Yep, yeah, it's been a good season so far. A few rough spots, but other than that, pretty good.
All right, well, who would you like to thank on this machine tonight?
My dad, my grandparents, and my uncle and Rosenberry Towing for pretty much letting us use their shop and all their tools and everybody. That's basically it.
Okay, now I'll keep the question going again. We had a rain delay. Okay, do you have to change anything in your mindset as a driver, or is it pretty much business as usual because you haven't been in these cars that long?
Pretty much just go out the first few laps and see how hard I can push it, and then just go as hard as I can the last laps, try to get the best lap time I can.
Hey, sounds good. Continued luck throughout the season. Good luck tonight, and hopefully we'll be talking to you again soon.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay, thanks, Alex. Hey, good luck, man. Yep. Here with late model driver Doug Big Mac McMillan, and Dougie, you won opening night, and that was a heck of a move you put on Bubba down there in turn one. I've been talking about that with the kids and everything for the last 6 weeks.
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty good move too. He moved up the track a little bit, and I shot under and made a little bit of contact, but they weren't very happy. But if I can't make that move, I don't know what else to do.
I thought it was outstanding, and I'm sure it made Dad proud.
Yeah, I mean we're here to try to win, and you gotta, if the hole's there, you gotta go for it. And sometimes you win, sometimes you don't.
I hear you, and you know, you've been down here a long time. Used to race sports stocks, now up in the late models as a part timer. Not worried about points, just going after feature wins. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, you know, I have a little girl who's going to be 5, and I don't know, I haven't ran a full season since 1999, and I just have more fun doing it that way. It doesn't seem like a job. You know, you get tore up on Saturday, you ain't up till midnight, 1 o'clock every night of the week trying to get it to go Saturday, and then it get rained out or something. So I have more fun just going for the feature wins, forget the points, and just come when you feel like it, if nothing's on.
Hey, and that's what makes it fun. Everybody's always told me that the best way to do is don't worry about sponsors, don't worry about points, just come when you want to, and it makes it a lot more enjoyable, and it looks like that's the case for you.
Yeah, it is. You know, we have a couple sponsors, and I'm right up front with them and tell them, you know what, I don't know when I'm going to be there. I don't commit to any night, and my uncle owns everything, and he doesn't care if we're here either. So I have the perfect ride.
Well, hey, go ahead and give a shout out to your sponsors while you got a second here.
I got Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken on there, Doug Moore at Parkway Auto, and Haas Body Shop, and Quick Time Performance Parts in Flushing, Ohio.
All right, well, hey, Dougie, continued success down here, and keep going after those feature wins, and if you keep making moves like you did on opening night, man, you'll have everybody on their feet, I'm sure.
All right, thanks, Chris. I'll try.
All right, thanks, Doug.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and again, welcome to Midvale Speedway, and look, an hour and a half ago, 2 hours ago.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Midvale Speedway on June 18th for racing action tonight. Looked like we were going to get rained out just a little bit ago, but we got the track dry, so congratulations to all the crews and drivers who got everything ready to go. And we're going to move into Outlaw Compact heat race action. On the pole, in the number 8 machine is Jeffrey Orr. Alongside in the number 57 is Mike Swaney. Inside row number 2 in the number 10 machine is Jake Albright. Alongside the number 35 is John McNutt. And fastest qualifier in the number 3 machine, Kyle Grove. So we'll go with our heat race action and Outlaw Compacts. First heat race of the evening. Off of turn number 4, Jeffrey Orr and Mike Swaney. Green flag is in the air. Down into turn number 1, Jeffrey Orr, your race leader. Swaney will battle back on the outside. Here comes McNutt in the middle. Albright on the bottom, McNutt in the middle, Swaney to the outside. Jeffrey Orr still your race leader as John McNutt and now Kyle Grove move up. McNutt and Grove working that outside groove. Orr still your race leader for the time being. McNutt now will pull dead even with the number 8 machine of Orr. Good battle, side by side, front 2 rows. Across the line this time, McNutt is going to be your race leader. John McNutt by a nose, Jeffrey Orr running second, Kyle Grove third, Jake Albright fourth, and the 57 of Mike Swaney runs fifth. Now Grove looking on the outside for that runner-up spot. He'll make the move on Orr and take over that second spot. Your race leader still John McNutt in the 35 machine. Cars sorting their way out just a little bit. McNutt and Grove halfway home, 4 in, 4 to go. Into turn number 1 now. Grove will pull right up on the back bumper, give a little bit of love tap to McNutt there, as McNutt will protect the bottom. Grove's going to dive it in there, let him know he's still there. Good battle for that top spot 3 more times around, as Grove will look to the outside now. Into turn number 1, Grove to the outside lane now. He'll dive bottom to the bottom of the racetrack. Side by side now as he'll get a fender alongside, moving into turn number 3. Contact between McNutt and Grove. McNutt slams the door on Grove, keeps it going, still your race leader. What a move by John McNutt as Grove had a fender alongside. Now they'll do it again and Grove will dump him down the back straightaway. As McNutt will spin to the infield, Kyle Grove, as the caution comes out, caution. And McNutt is going to work his way up to the number 3 machine here. And he got him and put himself in the fence. Okay, back to heat race action. Jeffrey Orr will be your race leader after that caution. Kyle Grove being sent to the tail. Alongside Jake Albright on the outside, row number 2. Mike Swaney and Grove. Green flag back in the air. Should be 2 to go. So into turn number 1, Orr going to be your race leader. Albright's going to battle back on the outside. Caution on the speedway. Caution in turn number 4. We got a bumper on the racetrack from the number 3 of Kyle Grove. Okay, Jeffrey Orr. Jake Albright, the turtle, on the front row here. 2 laps to go with Swaney and Kyle Grove. Green flag back in the air. Down into turn number 1. Turtle's going to make a look on the outside, and he's going to pull out and take over the race lead as Jeffrey Orr will fall back to second. Grove up into that 3rd spot on the outside. Into turns 3 and 4. Off of 4. Grove looking to split the middle. Orr's going to almost a dead heat at the line there at the white flag. 1 lap to go into turn number 1. Grove's going to look to the bottom as Orr pushes Turtle high off of turn number 2. And into turn number 3, Kyle Grove is going to be your race leader. And Jeffrey Orr is going to give him a little love tap, but it's not going to be good enough. Your heat race winner, the number 3 of Kyle Grove, also your fastest qualifier. Jeffrey Orr finishes second. Jake Albright finishes third. And Mike Swaney fourth, as we'll get ready for heat race number 2 of your Outlaw Compacts. We'll move into your stock compact heat races, and then we'll have a short intermission for autograph night and bicycle races, and right back into feature action. As first heat race winner in your Outlaw Compacts, the number 3, your fastest qualifier, Kyle Grove. Heat race number 2, Outlaw Compacts. On the pole in the number 31, Rusty Rouse. The 05 of Earl Scranton. And we also have got the 1 machine. Ty Kelly in the 1 machine, sorry. Ty Kelly in the 1. And in the 03, not sure who's in the 03. Jesse Page, 02, sorry. Jesse Page in the 02, Ty Kelly in the 1. The 31 is Rusty Rouse. The 05 is Earl Scranton. Into turn number 3. Rouse on the bottom. Scranton on the high lane. Still side by side as Jesse Page looking to make it 3 wide into turn number 1. Rouse and Scranton making a little bit of contact in turn number 2. Still side by side. Nice race up front, Rusty Rouse and Earl Scranton. Jesse Page in the 02, still trying to look 3 wide there, Craig. Ty Kelly now moving up into that battle as Scranton moving right down on that 31 machine of Rouse, and Rouse is moving out just a little bit, and Page is getting a little bit impatient back there. And now Rusty Rouse has him cleared, and Ty Kelly 3 wide into 1. As they'll sort it back out, Kelly's going to look to make the move to the inside of both of them. He got by Scranton, now looking to take the lead over from Rusty Rouse. And off of turn number 4, he'll do it. Ty Kelly, your new race leader. Rusty Rouse in second, Jesse Page runs third. And Scranton still out there in that 4th spot. Now Jesse Page will take over that 2nd spot from Rouse into turn number 3. 5 and 3 to go for Ty Kelly. Jesse Page looking to the outside now for the race lead off of turn number 2. About 2.5 circuits remain as Page really dives it down on the outside lane. Ty Kelly still able to maintain that top spot. Rouse and Scranton still doing battle for that 3rd spot. Now Page will pull alongside of Ty Kelly into turn number 3. Side by side. Kelly a little squirrely on the bottom. White flag in the air. Jesse Page will be your race leader at the line. Into turn number 1. Kelly will slide up just a little bit, and Page will take the lead on the outside of the racetrack into turn number 3. Kelly just can't get into turn number 3 quite deep enough, and Jesse Page is going to be your winner. Ty Kelly finishes 2nd. Looks like Earl Scranton finishes 3rd, and Rusty Rouse will finish 4th in your 2nd Outlaw Compact Heat Race. There's your winner, the 02 of Jesse Page. Sorry, I got his, couldn't really read the car number down there, so he wasn't on my sheet, so we got him all sorted out. Jesse Page, your heat race winner in your Outlaw Compact Division. Okay, looking for the green flag stock compact heat race number 1. The 42 is Ryan Scheffler. The 50 is Dan Bucky. The 49 is Teddy Oliver Jr. And the 27 is Braden Swaney. The 42 of Scheffler will be your race leader down the back straightaway. Oliver up into that 2nd spot. Now Swaney looking to take over that 3rd spot. Oliver catches the 42 and he saves it. Scheffler saves it. Wow, what a move into turn number 3 as Oliver got sideways, made contact with the 42, and they both maintained to keep it straight. Nice piece of driving. Teddy Oliver Jr., your new race leader. Ryan Scheffler in 2nd. Dan Bucky runs 3rd. Swaney runs 4th. Braden Swaney, your fastest qualifier tonight in your stock compact class. Off turn number 4, Teddy Oliver Jr., still your race leader. Holding it right on the bottom of the racetrack. Scheffler runs second. Bucky moving up on that trailing bumper of the 42 machine.
Is that a car, Ram?
Yeah, he does. Looks like he's going to drive it right up on the back end, don't he? Teddy Oliver Jr. still out front. Scheffler, Bucky, and Braden Swaney. Swaney will look to the outside of the 50 machine into turn number 3 as your front 2 single file. Swaney alongside the 50. Not able to make it work off of turn number 4. Bucky will maintain that 3rd spot into turn number 1. Teddy Oliver Jr. doing a nice job out front. Scheffler runs 2nd. Bucky 3rd. Braden Swaney 4th. Kind of all maintain a position. Now Scheffler moves up the racetrack and Bucky will move to the bottom. And Scheffler will dive back in now to the bottom and slam the door on the 50 of Bucky. And Bucky will almost spin in turn number 1. And he finally does. As he'll go up the racetrack. And waiting to see if the caution's going to wave. The caution does come out. For the 50 of Dan Bucky in turn number 2. Okay. Getting ready to get back underway. 2 laps remain in your stock compact heat race number 1. Teddy Oliver Jr., the 42 of Ryan Scheffler, and the 27 of Braden Swaney. Tough luck for the 50 of Dan Bucky, who apparently had a power steering issue. Hopefully he'll be back in action for the feature as they'll come off of turn number 4. Teddy Oliver Jr. will look at Terry Coletti's white flag as Swaney will whip to the outside of the racetrack. See if he can make up some ground in the outside lane. Oliver getting a little slick on that oil dry down in turn number 1. Swaney will pull alongside into turn number 3. Scheffler still there in 3rd. Oliver doing a nice job on the bottom of the racetrack, and he is going to slide up for the block and take the checkered flag heat race number 1 in your stock compact division. Teddy Oliver Jr., Braden Swaney, and the 42 of Ryan Scheffler, your top 3 machines on Autograph Night presented by Keister Implement right next to Midvale Speedway. Nice run by Teddy Oliver Jr.
The Zavarelli's Pizza Fairy Tale Princess has in front of 49.
Stock compact heat race number 2 on the pole, Colton Bryan alongside the 115 of Howard Bartholow. Row number 2, the 128 of Colton Cottis. And who else do we got out there? The 151 of Chris Bloom, the 0 of Alan Clark, and the 08 machine. Oh, Hopper's in the 08, sorry. Gary Murray in the 08. The 21 of Bryan, your race leader. Cottis in the 128 moves into 2nd as the 115 of Bartholow drops back into that 3rd spot. Now Cottis will look to the outside of Bryan in turn number 1. Down the back straightaway, the 128 of Colton Cottis looking to take over the race lead. The 0 of Alan Clark looking to take over that 3rd spot from the 115 of Bartholow. The 151 of Bloom still out there, as well as Hopper in the 08. Good battle up front. Colton Bryan and Colton Cottis. The Coltons up front into turn number 3. Cottis will inch ahead by just a little bit. A little bit of contact off of turn number 4. Your race leader at the line is Colton Cottis in the 128. Side-by-side battle for that 3rd spot right behind him. The 0 of Clark and the 115 of Bartholow. As Colton Bryan tries to battle back, as he'll drive her deep inside contact with the 128. The 0 of Clark will pull down now. Good move by the 151 of Bloom, missing that action as the 0 of Alan Clark will take the race lead after the 128 of Colton Cottis and the 21 of Colton Bryan make contact off of turn number 4. Okay, getting back under action here as the 128 of Colton Cottis will be on the pole with the number 0 of Alan Clark, longtime driver here at Midvale Speedway, Delmer Clark's grandson. Or son, I'm sorry, son. Alan Clark, Delmer Clark's son in the number 0 machine. So the 128 of Cottis, the 0 of Clark get the green flag. Cottis gets a bad start. Clark will be your race leader into turn number 1. Now Cottis will make contact with the 115 of Bloom, or the 151 of Bloom, sorry. Nice lead for the 0 of Clark. Halfway home, 4 and 4 to go for Alan Clark. The 128 of Colton Cottis runs second. The 151 of Chris Bloom third. And a battle between him and the 115 of Howard Bartholow. The 21 of Colton Bryan, the 08 of Hopper Murray still out there running on a racetrack. But your race leader, the 0 of Alan Clark. Still a good side-by-side battle for that third spot. The 115 of Bartholow and the 151 of Bloom. Bartholow will take over that third spot, dropping Bloom back into fourth. Cottis still runs second. And Clark, your race leader. With 2 laps to go. 2 more times around for Delmer's son, Alan. About a lap and a half to go now for Clark, as he has a good 6-7 car length lead over Cottis in the 128. White flag in the air. Now looking like problems for Clark, as off of turn number 4, he slowed dramatically, allowing Cottis to catch up. Looks like, does he have it? No, problems for the 0. Tough break for the 0 of Alan Clark. Colton Cottis will take the lead. Now the 115 and the 151 try to split Clark on the back straightaway. And your heat race winner is going to be the 128 of Colton Cottis. Second, the 151 of Chris Bloom. Third will be the 0 of Alan Clark. Tough break for Clark. Finishing fourth, the 115 of Bartholow, the 21 of Bryan, and the 08 of Hopper Murray. But your winner of your final stock compact heat race, the 128 of Colton Cottis. Moving into your pure stock feature here at Midvale Speedway on June 18th, 2011. On the pole in the number 01 is Noah Osborne. Outside front row in the number 62 is Rob Scott. Row number 2 in the number 82, Don Boron Jr. And the number 51, Brian Menard. Menard was your big winner on Wednesday night. 50-lap feature. The 21 is Corey Evie. And the number 5 is Vince Martin. Row number 4 in the number 11, TJ Barker and Todd Miller in the 77. And the 49 of Teddy Oliver. Tom Early in the number 1 car, bringing up the back of the field. Field getting 1 to go, 20-lap feature. Tonight, everybody's getting 5 extra laps because of the no heat races due to the rain shower that moved through during qualifying. Once again, that number 1 machine at the back is Tom Early.
Used to race here years ago.
Yeah, years ago used to race down here. Okay, Noah Osborne, Rob Scott, Don Boron Jr., Brian Menard, Corey Evie, Vince Martin, TJ Barker, Todd Miller, Teddy Oliver, Tom Early, your field for the 20-lap pure stock feature. Green flag is in the air. Into turn number 1, Rob Scott getting on the brakes a little bit there. Into the corner, he'll take the race lead on the outside of the racetrack. Osborne will drop into that second spot. Battle with Menard. Menard will now take over the runner-up spot behind Rob Scott, who will lead lap number 1. Contact on the front straightaway between the 82 of Don Boron Jr. and the 01 of Osborne. Caution on the speedway. Okay, complete restart. Noah Osborne, Rob Scott, your front row. Don Boron Jr. and Brian Menard, row number 2. Green flag restart is in the air. Rob Scott with another good start down into turn number 1. On the outside of the racetrack, he'll take the lead off of turn 2 down the back straightaway. Menard will move up into a battle with Osborne for that second spot. Menard now moves into second on the high lane, bringing Mike Martin along with him. Or Vince Martin, sorry. Vince Martin in the 5 tonight. Rob Scott, your race leader. Little bit of smoke showing out the back of the 62 machine. Menard runs second. Martin runs third. Battle for fourth. Up into fourth is the 77 of Todd Miller. Also Teddy Oliver in a 49 on the move up into that top 5 spot. Race lead kind of heating up a little bit. Up front, Rob Scott still your race leader. Menard moves in now. Moves right up onto the inside quarter panel of the 62 machine. Scott moves a little bit high off of 2, now a little sideways off of 2, a little bit loose, and that allows the 51 machine to get to the inside. Brian Menard, new race leader in the 51. Vince Martin now looking for that second spot as Scott still stays high in that outside lane. He'll maintain that second spot. Oliver moving up now, as well as the 77 of Todd Miller. Good battle behind Menard. Martin will take over that second spot. Teddy Oliver will take over third, dropping Scott back into a battle for that 4th spot with the 77 of Miller. Now we'll see if Vince Martin in the number 5 has anything for your race leader, Brian Menard in the 51. "20-lap pure stock action. Now Teddy Oliver looks to the inside for that runner-up spot. Vince Martin to the outside. Oliver will take over that second spot. Your fastest qualifier now up into second. Now he'll set his sights on Menard for the race lead. Oliver will swing it high. The one-arm bandit in the 49. He'll look to the outside again. Menard still your race leader. Oliver now getting a fender alongside on that outside lane. Into turn number 3 another time. Menard drifts up just a little bit to shut the door on the 49 of Oliver. Vince Martin still right there in third, waiting on the front 2. If they make a mistake, he'll capitalize on that. Miller up into that 4th spot. Todd Miller runs 4th. Rob Scott 5th. Battle for that race lead. Brian Menard and Teddy Oliver. Halfway home, 10 in, 10 to go. As the number 1 of Tom Early pulls pit side. Good battle for that top spot. Oliver with a little nudge to the 51 of Menard. Menard will hold him off and slam the door again. That allows the 5 of Martin to come ever closer to that second spot. Good battle between the front 2. Teddy Oliver, Brian Menard. Quick run through the field here. Brian Menard, your race leader. Teddy Oliver runs second. Vince Martin third. Todd Miller 4th. Rob Scott 5th. 6th is the 21 of Corey Evie. Then the 82 of Don Boron Jr., the 11 of TJ Barker, and the 01 of Noah Osborne still on the racetrack. Now side-by-side battle for the race lead. Oliver and Menard into turn number 3. Oliver packs it in there, holding the 51 down to the bottom lane. Menard will slide up just a little bit off of 4. Teddy Oliver was your leader at the line. Contact between the top 2. Oliver will spin in turn number 1. Caution on the speedway for the 49 of Teddy Oliver. Okay, Teddy Oliver, your race leader, as Menard was charged with the caution with that accident down in turn number 1. Teddy Oliver, Vince Martin, Todd Miller, Rob Scott, your top 4. Green flags in the air, 7 to go, 13 in, 7 to go. Teddy Oliver will lead the field into turn number 1. He is your fastest qualifier. Todd Miller now looks to the inside of Martin. Caution on the speedway. No start, caution on the speedway. Okay, we'll try her again. Restart here. Teddy Oliver, Vince Martin, Todd Miller, Rob Scott, your front 2. Corey Evie, Don Boron Jr., row 3. TJ Barker, Brian Menard, and Noah Osborne. Green flag is in the air. Much better restart this time. Side by side into 1. And Oliver will come out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway with the race lead. Still a good battle for that second spot. Martin trying to battle back on the outside. And Todd Miller right there in third. Now he'll take over that second spot. Todd Miller up to second. Martin back to third. Corey Evie up into that 4th spot. Contact. TJ Barker in the 11 losing a left or a right rear tire in turn number 1. Tough break for TJ Barker running in that 5th or 6th spot. Okay, getting ready to go back under green flag action. Getting the 1 to go signal this time around. 14 and 6 to go. Teddy Oliver, your race leader. Vince Martin runs second. Then the 77 of Todd Miller runs third. The 21 of Corey Evie. The 62 of Rob Scott. The 82 of Don Boron Jr. The 51 of Brian Menard. And the 01 of Noah Osborne. 6 laps to go. About a half a lap away from green flag action, as we'll try and wrap up this pure stock feature. Teddy Oliver, your fastest qualifier. Vince Martin alongside. Green flag is in the air. Side by side into turn number 1. Oliver again with the advantage off of turn number 2 and down the back straightaway. And the 77 of Miller to the inside of Martin for second. Good battle as Rob Scott moves up into that 4th spot behind the leaders. Battling with Menard, the 62 and the 51 into turn number 1. As Martin will take over, Menard will take over that 4th spot, moving Scott back to 5th. Don Boron Jr., Corey Evie side by side. Back up front, Teddy Oliver, still your race leader, pulling away just a little bit now over Todd Miller. Your front fast 2 qualifiers, Teddy Oliver, Todd Miller, Vince Martin, Brian Menard, Rob Scott, Don Boron Jr., Corey Evie, and the 01 of Osborne. Martin now gets a little bit high off of turn number 2. Menard will close in just a little bit for that 3rd spot. The front 2 settle down just a little bit now. Teddy Oliver, your race leader.
White flag.
About a lap and a half to go for Teddy Oliver. Looking for another feature victory in your pure stock division. He'll see Chief Starter Terry Coletti's white flag. Off of turn number 2 and down the back straightaway for the final time. Teddy Oliver, Todd Miller, your front 2 machines. Off of turn number 4, your race winner is going to be Teddy Oliver. Todd Miller in second, Vince Martin third, Brian Menard 4th, Rob Scott 5th, Don Boron Jr. 6th, Corey Evie 7th, and Noah Osborne rounding out your top 8. Teddy Oliver picking up another feature victory in your pure stock division. He was your fastest qualifier, and he's your feature winner, as he made his way up from the back of the pack to pick up another feature victory here on Autograph Night, presented by Keister Implements, right here in Midvale, Ohio. Teddy Oliver, your feature winner.
Here for Teddy Oliver. Well, Teddy's car was pretty good tonight. Set fast time. How did you like the group qualifying? It actually worked pretty good. You set the fastest lap we've had in pure stock so far this year.
Might have been able to go faster. Todd would have been in my way.
Well, if you'd have backed off a little bit, let him out ahead of you, or just passed him, you know. I think you helped him to the second best time. I think I saw that a couple times.
Well, that's maybe why he finished second tonight.
He did. He ran good here in the feature. You guys actually a pretty clean feature in the pure stocks tonight. We finished, I think, 8 out of our 10 cars that started. That's a good sign.
Yeah.
Some people you would like to thank, I'm sure, Teddy.
Yeah, I'd like to say thanks to John and Debbie Wisman, Bill Chambers, Ryan and Angie Tuckey, and my kids for putting up with us.
Let's hear it again for Teddy Oliver. And a good run in second place for Todd Miller as well. The stock compact.
Okay, moving into your stock compact feature. Starting on the pole in the 128 is Colton Cottis. On the outside of the front row is the 151 of Chris Bloom. Row number 2, the 0 of Alan Clark and the 42 of Ryan Scheffler. Row 3, the 50 of Dan Bucky, the 49 of Teddy Oliver Jr. Row 4 is the 24 of Brad McLean and the 27 of fastest qualifier Braden Sweeney. Then the 21 of Colton Bryan, the 115 of Howard Bartholow, and the 08 of Gary Murray. Green flag is in the air. Down into turn number 1, Cottis and Bloom side by side for the race lead. Cottis is going to be out in front by about a nose going into turn number 3. Bloom will battle back on the outside off of turn number 4. Your race leader at the line is going to be the 151 of Chris Bloom. Down into turn number 1. Cottis will battle back to the inside and nose back out in front. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Side-by-side battle for that front spot. Cottis will be your race leader at the line. Bloom in second. The 0 of Alan Clark runs third. Then the 42 of Scheffler. The 50 of Bucky. The 24 of McLean. Then the 27 of fastest qualifier Sweeney. Teddy Oliver Jr. Then Bartholow, Colton Bryan, and Hopper Murray. Back to the race lead now, as the 0 of Alan Clark moves up into that second spot behind Cottis for your race lead. Bloom still there in third, Scheffler fourth, and Bucky rounding out your top 5. As Bloom slips up to the top side of the racetrack, that opens the bottom lane for the 42 of Scheffler. Scheffler now looks to take over that third spot into turn number 3 behind the 2 race leaders, Colton Cottis and Alan Clark. 5 laps complete. Colton Cottis, your race leader. As Clark slips back just a little bit now. Scheffler right there in third. Bucky up to fourth now, dropping Bloom back into a battle for that 5th spot. Getting all wadded up into turn number 1 as Clark has problems that plagued him in the heat race. Looks like he's having the same problems now in the feature event. Dan Bucky up into that 2nd spot. Scheffler 3rd, McLean 4th. When Clark had his problems, that allowed Cottis to slip away just a little bit now. Colton Cottis, your race leader, by about 2 car lengths over Dan Bucky. This time halfway home. 8 in, 7 to go for Colton Cottis. Dan Bucky, the 24 of Brad McLean, the 42 of Scheffler, and the 27 of Sweeney, your top 5. Now McLean will look to move into that 3rd spot on a high lane on the outside of Scheffler. And he's going to get it done for the moment as Bucky will move up to the high lane. He'll look to take over that race lead from the 128 of Cottis. Scheffler battling back for that 3rd spot as he'll take it back over now sideways in turn number 3. Scheffler will maintain that 3rd spot. 5 laps to go, 5 to go for race leader Colton Cottis. Now Scheffler will look for that 2nd spot. Dan Bucky on the outside. Scheffler will pack it in there and maintain about a fender beside Bucky for that 2nd spot. Cottis, still your race leader. Dan Bucky runs 2nd, Scheffler 3rd. Braden Sweeney up to 4th. Teddy Oliver Jr. in 5th. Those are your top 5 machines. Your front 4 cars right on the bottom. Teddy Oliver Jr. looking for that 4th spot on the high lane. Brad McLean in 6th. Then Chris Bloom and Howard Bartholow. Colton Bryan and Hopper Murray still out there running, but the battle's up front. Does Dan Bucky have anything for the 128 at Cottis? Gonna see the white flag this time. Colton Cottis, your race leader, white flag in the air. Off of turn number 2, Colton Cottis maintaining that race lead. Problems for the 27 of Swaney back there in 4th as he'll pile up the 4th, 5th, and 6th cars. But your race winner, the 128 of Colton Cottis. Dan Bucky finishes 2nd. Ryan Scheffler 3rd. The 27 of Braden Swaney finishes 4th. Then Teddy Oliver Jr., the 24 of Brad McLean, the 115 of Chris Bloom, or the 151 of Chris Bloom, the 115 of Howard Bartholow, the 21 of Colton Bryan, and the 09 of Gary Murray. And looks like late model next up. Colton Cottis, your feature winner in your stock compact division. Again on autograph night presented by Keister Implements. Right here next to Midvale Speedway in beautiful Midvale, Ohio.
Second feature win.
Picking up his 2nd feature win of his career, Colton Cottis in the 128 machine. Sherritsville, Ohio driver.
Second feature win. Baxter's VP, Wilton Bonnie, Sean Cohen, grinding. Lincoln to Thanks. Double Eagle Texan Beef Jerky, sponsored number 128, the driver from Sherritsville. Let's hear it for Colton Cottis. Well, Colton, second 15-lap feature win in a row. You picked up a win, well, not really Wednesday, but last Saturday you picked up a victory. Did it get easier now?
Yeah, it feels like it's coming more natural now, so we're getting there.
So on the heat race, you decided to run the outside lane for a while. Normally you were just kind of running along the bottom in most of your races. How's it feel in the second group?
I'm starting to get more comfortable up there, but I think I like the inside better.
That race you had a pretty good starting spot. You were able to run the bottom within your qualifying time restraints. That's always something you're thinking about when you're on the lead, right?
Yeah, once I got out there pretty far and I didn't hear him as much, I started to let off a little bit, but then I got right back on him when I started hearing him in my backside.
Congratulations. Thank you. Colton Cottis, second feature win in a week. He picked up the victory last Saturday. Late model lined up next.